Okay, so I want to share a video on how you can be optimizing your ads and what to look for and what to change when things are running. So if we start at the campaign level, which is that top level of everything that's running, we can, if we've set up for conversions and events, we can instantly see what those results might be there, and we can see the variation. And then we're going to from a top level, and then we're going to want to drill down further into that. So in this instance, I can immediately see that the beacon of light and opportunity here is this ad set here for $3.40, which is quite a variance to some of the others. But we want to kind of drill down each level and see where the difference is, because we might still have some good performers within the ad sets. So we need to go lower to check what is going on. So it's really great to set up for events or conversions, because it enables you to optimize and judge your ads really, really quickly. So that's the first step that's super important. You can watch one of my other videos on that. So in this instance, if I go here, this lead cost is too high overall for the campaign. So I want to then drill down into the ad sets and see what's happening with that too. So here I can see that we've already spent $10.78, no registration. So for me, that would go off. That's today. If your ads have been running longer, you can change the date and have a look and see the last 7 days. We really haven't been getting any registrations there, so we'll turn that one off. And this one looks like it's got some more signs of life, so let's just see if that's one ad. It's still a little bit higher than I'd like. Let's check what's been happening with it today. Yeah, that's higher than I would like. What you could do then is duplicate and try a different image and see if that gets things moving, given there were some signs of life there. So you can just duplicate like so, and we can select one of the other images and test and see if that gets things moving, because we've only got one image and one copy there. So we've got the targeting there. We're going to want to look at the images, which we go to the ad level to do. And we might just check one of these other images instead. Oh, these ones were running. We had the 13 placements. That's why it looked like there was one, but it was a dynamic creative happening. So if that's already happening, that's cycling through. What we might want to see, though, for that is just one image might be winning. So you might even say, okay, I don't want to optimize it for each person. Maybe I can just select it for one and see how that goes. Possible optimizations. Okay, I'm going to leave that in because that's not going to help. What I would probably rather do there is duplicate the best performing ad that we see across all of the campaigns and then try it amongst that target. So I'll just delete that because I created that, but we do not need it. So I've just ticked that and I will delete that one. Okay. And then so that one is looking a little bit too expensive. So I'm going to turn that one off. I really want the leads to be coming in, like these are email registrations for a webinar. I want them to be under kind of $6, $7, preferably under $5. We can see if we go to this ad set that we've got some $3.40. So that is great. So what we want to do now is see, okay, we've been doing that at ad set optimization, not campaign budget optimization. That means we've been optimizing it at ad set level, at the targeting level, so that within this audience, we're optimizing for the ads for that audience, which generally seems to work better at the moment. Facebook are talking about campaign budget optimization coming in, where you can only change the budget across all the ad sets and ads in your campaign. Often that doesn't work as well. So try the ad set level first. We're only doing $20 a day there. Some of those other ads aren't working, so we could reallocate the budget. We want to slowly inch up our daily budget. You don't want to suddenly double this. You see signs of life and you're like, great, I'll double the budget, because what happens is that Facebook then, roll it out too quickly and you dilute the conversion impact. It just sort of goes too fast for itself. So you have to scale incrementally, preferably about 10 to 20% a day. We'll try with 10 for now. Oh, 5. Oh, that's not 10. Yeah. That's a little bit more, popping it up to, that's 50%. So don't mind me, my math is not strong. So what we'll do is we'll go to 25 to begin with and see how we run with that. I also want to check from the ad set level, go to the ad level and see, okay, I've only got one image with one copy. This isn't a dynamic creative ad like those other ones are. So if we're seeing that these work well, probably start combining some of the copy and the ads in separate ads rather than doing them as dynamic creative. That might create a little more opportunity. This seems to be running well. If this the cost starts to blow out, that's today, it's $3.99 over 7 days. I think when it started, it was a lot higher. So this is where dates matter, right? We look at last 7 days. This ad took a little while to bed down over the weekend. So it was quite expensive when it started. But now we're seeing some good, even yesterday, yep, that held well. So it's getting cheaper. One of the reasons it might be getting cheaper, sometimes it's good to have a look at the ad and you can see that maybe there's more likes, comments and shares, and that is what is working well. So we've had a share, that probably is making a big difference, okay? So we know this copy is landing and we know the audience is landing, so we could start using this ad and duplicating that across one of the other targets. So we talked before about the Steve Harvey target. Why don't we duplicate this ad, because this is our top performer? We stay with the existing campaign, but we're going to remove it from here and we're going to put it in the Steve Harvey, or maybe it's called something else. Let's have a look at where that one was. Because this is in its own campaign, so we'd have to set that up as a new ad set in here. If you have several individual ad sets under one campaign, it's easier to just duplicate them into different targets. So that can work quite well. So we'll duplicate that and we will, that's fine, Crossroads, and we are going to do we don't want to go to the ad level because we're not changing anything at the ad level. We're going to make sure that we've got the right custom conversion there, or standard event, one or the other. But in this instance, the custom conversion is now starting to have some pixel activity, so Facebook are getting to know what's going on. If you wanted to, you could exclude your current list out of this as well, just to get that moving. We want to include United States here because Steve Harvey's audience is a lot bigger over there, and we're going for a global audience there. We want to make sure we've got our age covered there too. They're likely to be a little bit older, women, and we'll just do that. Oh, 85 million. Did I not put Steve? Oh, because I've got to put my detailed targeting in. And okay, we might even put the Steve Harvey show as well. So Facebook can often give us these suggestions too. Oh, Tyler Perry would also be good. We might even do Tyler and Oprah Winfrey as separate ones just to test too with this ad copy that's working. Don't forget to do your manual placements. You only want to test new ads in the Facebook news feed, okay? So we're going to untick all of those. And there and there and there. Okay. Sometimes sneaky ones will get in. Don't let them. You just want Facebook news feeds. Okay, we're going to publish that one and see how that rolls. And if an ad is working well, try not to touch it other than scaling it up incrementally each day, 10 to 30%, right? Or 10 to 20% generally, right? Otherwise, what can happen is it can shift it off its algorithm and stop it from working. That one was still learning anyway because it hadn't had enough optimizations for it to exit learning phase, which sometimes means that the results can be a little bit bumpy. So keep that in mind. And sometimes it is worth persisting, because if we did turn that, I wanted to turn that ad off originally because it was quite high. But once it got the social proof on it, Facebook flicked it into another bucket to say, oh yeah, cool. Okay, we like that. Okay. So that might, I was going to say about turning this one on, but don't. Just run these two for now there, and then let's look at what else has been happening in those other ones. So that's definitely the best performing campaign we've got going on. This one, if we just look at a campaign level over the last 7 days, have we got any signs of life? That all looks very expensive to me. I think we turn that one off. I'll just check today and make sure that it suddenly hasn't had a massive turnaround. No, that's still too expensive. So that one can go off. Don't forget, you might just want to go down to ad level and see, because they're dynamic creatives, it makes it a little difficult to see which ones were performing best there. Okay, so I think the signs of life are really in this one here. So let's keep this campaign going and adding testing as we go here. So we also mentioned about Tyler Perry. So all we'd have to do now is just duplicate existing campaign and duplicate that into it. And then we'll update it to Tyler Perry. So we'll call the name. And then you can start playing with the images of duplicating the ads and shifting the image. So here, let's go with Tyler Perry. And cool. You might want to narrow that audience. We probably needed to do that with Steve Harvey as well. Well, they might not identify as female entrepreneurs yet. So maybe just let it roll to begin with and see how that works. I probably don't want to unnecessarily narrow that. All the placements will be copied across, so that's good. So we publish that. And then there's the Oprah one. I would layer with some entrepreneurial targets for that one. Because Oprah is a very big, broad audience. Okay, so let's see. We want to keep our audiences at sort of 500,000 to 1 million as well. So I just want to check what we had for Steve Harvey. That was 6 million. It was a bit big. So we'll probably layer that one. Let's narrow that down. And we will do the likes of, because it's an entrepreneurial ad, we'll do a Marie Forleo, Brenda Burchard, perhaps there. Then we know they're sort of in the online space a little bit more, maybe even an Ali Brown. A Shailene Johnson could work as well. See how much that comes down. Otherwise, like Facebook would try and find them, but that audience target is a little bit broad. Let's see what else we might do. A Lewis Howes is probably unlikely to change much. A Grant Cardone could work too. And okay, maybe a Mike Dillon. Okay, and then we see if we get it up to closer to 500. We do there. So Steve Harvey entrepreneur layer. Okay, publish that one. And we might go back. I didn't check the volume for Tyler Perry. You might want to do the same overlays for an Oprah audience. And also, as I said, start trying the different images, seeing which ones work best for you. What have we got there? Yeah, we've got 5 million. So you want to narrow that one as well. So we know that if they like Tyler Perry and they like these entrepreneurial interests, they're probably going to be more likely to be our kind of people. So we'll layer some of those ones over. Even like creative entrepreneurship could be worth adding in there. Gary Vaynerchuk shows that they're kind of paying attention to online space too, so that might give us some opportunity. So we published that one too. So that's what I'd be doing, and doing the budgets at ad set. Start at $20 a day and inch them up as they work, or turn them off after a day. You don't need to run them for too many days. Just check when you're wanting to check if there are signs of life. If your cost per result is a little higher, but you think, oh, this could have some life in it, the things that you might want to check is go up to performance and clicks here and look for actual cost per link, or CTR is a good indication. You want that at least above 1%, which we've got there. This is at the ad set level. You can go to the ad. CTR overall is 5%, so that's good. So if we look at cost per link click, $2 is a little higher, but this is quite a target audience. I would like to see that between $1 and $2 ideally, but we're getting some good costs there at $3.40, so that looks good. You'll start to see also over time the quality ranking of the ads. Let me see if they've added that into us here. Yeah, not so this quality ranking, where you'll see average or above average or below average, that will influence the price too. So you want that to be at least average or above average. Sometimes I see engagement and conversion rate above average, but quality below. That means some people may have reported the ad or not been loving it for whatever reason. Those ads can still perform well if the other two are working at above or average or above average. So keep an eye on those as well. One of the other things you can look at is frequency. How many times are you seeing your ads? Now, I don't mind a higher frequency. Most people say once you get above 2, you might want to refresh the creative, but I don't mind people seeing ads. Sometimes people do need to see things a lot of times to take action, but ads can sort of get fatigued. So just update. Image generally will sort that out. So rather than changing an ad that has done well, I'd prefer to just duplicate and maybe reduce the budget on this one, or turn it off and allocate it elsewhere, rather than fiddling with a great ad. Sometimes you just need to rest it for a week and come back to it and turn it on, and it can work well again, because it's all depends on competitive forces and the like. So hopefully that helps, gives you some ideas on optimizing your ads. See you next time.